So welcome back to episode 6.
Episode 6.
Yes.
And a big thank you to everyone that supports us. We love you very much. And if there's any topic of conversation that you'd like us to cover, please don't hesitate to leave it in our comment section below. Or even on, I have to check, man, to see if there's a comment section with Spotify and all the other podcasting programs. But
Don't know, the Spotify, that's your grounds. I just checked the YouTube, so...
I'll check it out. But a big thank you to everyone. And we did have a viewer ask when episode 6 coming.
Yes.
It's here, we're here. So please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. We'd love that.
We do apologise for the... delay and the lack of consistency that shows, but me and Paulie do a lot of life saving behind the scenes, and we're too busy saving lives, so
comes with the territory.
We can't discuss it because it's called unauthorized heroism.
Exactly. So that's why you don't see superheroes around when we're around.
Exactly.
That was a terrible joke, mate. But anyway, we do encourage you to leave a comment down below. So if there's anything that you'd like us to cover, we would love to do it. And for all our podcast listeners and for everyone else that gets in touch with us via our email is theprophecy, one word, @outlook.com. And we look forward to hearing from you for sure. Now, episode 6. What are we going to cover today, buddy?
There's a few nasty subjects.
Nasty
because I want to...
About to get down and dirty.
Funny and nasty, but it's not. It's more on... it's customer service in general in South Australia. And it was... South Australia... I don't know what it is about South Australia, but seriously, the treatments that you get from shops, tradies... businesses, it's seriously disgusting. It's disgusting. Asking one of your workers to do something nowadays, you feel like you're asking them for a favor. I'm serious. I feel like I'm asking, my worker for a favor when I'm telling him to do something. And you have to tread carefully on how you speak to your worker and how you treat them. And sometimes you get caught in a zone and you're not thinking of, is this appropriate in my, work environment? Or is this, you just need to get shit done, right? So you're not looking in a textbook saying, hang on, I want to see if this word is correct to use. It's like, listen, cunt, get that shit moving,
Well, you know what? 20 years of construction, that's exactly how I grew up in the industry. It reminds me of the story of my old supervisor, Wally. And he was he was an ex-gypsy joker, right? So first thing in the morning, old mate's walking around with a iced coffee in his hand. So Wally calls him over and goes, come here, mate. He comes over and he got right up close to him and just smashes the iced coffee straight out of his hand, right? Okay. He goes, work started, get back to work, right? Then another bloke's walking around. He hasn't got his tool belt on. He's just, out there with the pixies. So Wally says to me, he goes, mate, where's your tool belt? And he goes, over there, Wally. He goes, good, grab it and F off, you're gone. And everyone's just like, what the, straight back to work.
I need to hire this guy just to supervise my sites.
He's 75 years old and he's still working, mate. I'll get him in for you. He's
not in prison?
Yeah, he in and out. True story. But I hear what you're saying, man. I hear what you're saying. But, it's hard. It is, isn't it? You know what? It's not hard these days. Even where I'm working at the moment, if you're no good, if the room's not sweeping clean, mate, you're gone until they get someone else in, Mate, simple as. There's plenty of people out there looking for work.
They're so quick for their wages, right?
Yeah.
But so slow to go get a wheelbarrow and clean up or get things done.
Appearance money. You're not here for appearance money. You're here to do a job, and that's bottom line. But look, if you're employing young kids too, I mean, it's a learning curve for them as well, isn't it? So, they're still learning. They're still learning how to work. They're just, pretty much fresh out of school. It's not something that's sometimes in you. You have to learn how to be that person, that awesome worker.
Yeah, I get it. So that's one department, right? The other department, I went to actually fish and tackle shop the other day, right? So I want to go to this amazing place called Quinn Marine down in Port Adelaide.
Port Adelaide.
And they sell these crazy ropes, nets, etc. So they supplied, I think, all the nets for a tree climb on Green Hill Road.
Oh yeah, I know the place you're talking about.
Yeah, so pretty amazing stuff. I fall in love with all that stuff. You know, how creative they are, the way they tie their knots into the ropes, how they do the nets. It's really an art to it. So before I pick up my material, I had about 40 minutes to kill. So I thought, you know what? I feel like spending some cash here. I wanted to go and drop some coin and get some a decent fishing rod, you know, a decent reel, and so on. So I'm an amateur fisherman, by the way. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I actually don't. So I walk into this shop, Ray and Ann's, by the way.
Should we be dropping names?
I don't give a flying...
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
right?
Keep going. Ray and Ann's, by the way.
Yeah.
If you're watching, Ray and Ann.
Yeah, you know.
You know who you are.
So I walk in, I said, hey, mate. He goes, how you going? I said, you know, every time I've got this crazy rod, it's a Saltiga rod, and it's
Beautiful.
a Catalina reel 6500. Again, I don't know, but I know when I want to spend money, I want to get some crazy stuff. So I know what I've got is crazy stuff. And I always get complimented from all the pro fishermen, you know, in the jetty.
Ooh, I love your rod.
Yeah, I love your rod, right? Can I touch it? I say, you know what? You know what's funny? I would say, yeah, you should actually give it a cast, man. You see how good this is?
Yeah, yeah.
It's because I can't cast for shit. So I always get the pros to cast it for me. So what do you think of that?
I reckon you could do it further next time, mate.
And I keep the line in there for the next 2 hours. So anyway, I said every time, you know, something big hooks onto my line, it just runs. Obviously, you know, I'll nearly run out of line. So I stop my drag before I ran a line.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, after 10-minute fight, 15-minute fight, whatever it was, a stingray shark, you know, it breaks.
Maybe you should set the drag a bit earlier, mate.
Well, I have no idea. So, you know, when he turned around to me, he goes, now you're just telling stories.
Yeah, yeah.
I
What are you calling me?
I said, did I say something like inappropriate in a fishing law book, you know, or is there like a key code that people come in here and talk about? So I started questioning myself. I was like, did I get out of line? He goes, I said, excuse me? He goes, you're just telling stories.
Porky Pies.
I said, okay, I'll rewind, I'll start again. But meanwhile, when I'm saying I'll rewind, I'll start again, I'm thinking maybe I said something wrong. So I'm going to have another crack at this, right, before I lose my shit first thing in the morning. This was about 8 o'clock in the morning.
So there's a bloke behind the counter.
Yeah, apparently he's the owner.
Or that must be Ray.
Yeah. I'd hate to meet Anne. Well, anyway. So I said, what did you just say to me? He goes, it just doesn't make sense what you're saying, mate. Yeah, and he's talking at 100 miles an hour. I don't know if he's on freaking crack or what.
I'm that gas. Yeah.
I don't know. That early? Maybe he hasn't fucking slept.
Yeah, that's right.
So I thought, I'll give it another shot at this prick. I said, I'll rewind, right? And I'm going to start this again. I said, stop. I'm going to rewind and start this again. Every time something big hooks onto my line, it takes, you know, fair bit of line.
Yeah.
And then I tighten the drag because I think I've lost most of my line here. I pull hard, and next thing, my line breaks. Because you're just telling stories, mate. You're telling me you're getting spoiled every time. That's what you just said to me. You're getting spoiled every time. I said, I don't even know what spoiled means. So no, I never used that term. What are you talking about?
The fishing code book, mate.
Yeah, I don't know, right? So I was like, Ibby, just, you know, don't let this bloke ruin your morning. Don't let him ruin your day. I thought, he's in Mars zone. Let him be on planet Mars. I thought, in my head, this guy doesn't know that I was just about to, you know, spend $3,000, $4,000 in here because I'm in the fucking mood of spending. Yeah. You know, and I wanted fishing. I like more good fishing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I said, look, mate, best of luck. Okay. No, actually, before I said that, I said, who fucking talks like that to their customer? You just called me a liar.
Yeah, yeah.
He goes, no, it just doesn't make sense what you're saying to me. You know, then he started back. I said, no. You said, I'm telling stories. I said, anyway, I'll tell you what.
I'm going to BCF.
Okay? I'm going somewhere else to look for my gear. I'm surprised to say gear. You got any? Right, anyway. So I went down the road.
Yeah.
Really nice guy. Down at Port Adelaide again, not far from him.
Oh, not the one on Port Road there, just as you come off a Grand Junction Road on the right.
He was Yugoslavian guy.
I don't know, mate. I know there's a fishing shop there.
You can tell because every word he says, fucking. Bad accent, fucking.
Good on him.
So he was such a legend. He's like, I'll help you out. And he actually accepted my, amateur ways of fishing. And he started...
And you told stories.
Yeah, right. I don't need a fishing code to talk his language. So he was helping me out. So I'll pick something really expensive. I said, this will be nice. He says, no, you're on the jetty, bud. He goes, this is for you. Right? I said, what's that for? He goes, that's for marlin. Go for marlin.
Not here in South Australia, mate.
But it looks good.
Yeah.
So anyway, I ended up spending only $1,200 there because he wasn't rigged for crazy rods and crazy reels. So his shop was a small, compact.
What are you going for?
Setup.
Jaws here, mate, or
for what?
For jaws? What are you trying to catch here, mate?
Dude, the last time I told you, something massive hooked onto my line, and honest to God, it wore me down. Like my arms were so freaking tired.
You got a skin diver, mate.
Tommy Ruff.
Oh, Tommy, you're hooked on a Tommy. Ray.
No, it definitely wasn't stingray because I've hooked onto massive stingrays before.
Yeah, they're a bit of a dead weight, aren't they?
No. When they when they take a run and then they glue themselves to the ground and that's it. You can't move them after. They're actually like a suction, and that's it. They're stuck.
How's it go, mate?
So this thing here, it took 100-meter run, right? Like full on. My line was literally so the whole jetty stopped and everyone came running to watch the action.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm playing it all cool, like
I do this every day, mate.
Another day in the office for me. Like, what the fuck is that? Right. Then I thought, okay, when's he gonna stop? Nothing, man. He's not stopping. Then I tighten the drag a bit harder. Every time I've tightened it harder, man, he's taken more and more drag and my arms were shaking.
Really?
Yeah, man. The rod was
Where were you?
Brighton.
Get out.
No, word.
So note to everyone, if you're going to be swimming down at Brighton when he's fishing, don't. You'll be sharks around there.
Anyone that goes to that Brighton, that fucking seal that's been hanging around there,
the crab nets.
Took all my bait, that little shit. I swear, I was waiting. If he popped his head out one more time, I was going to take my shoes off and throw it on his head. Bro, he took all my bait. He scares all the fish.
Yeah. Because of the crab nets. So
Who
he
does
loves
he
it.
think he is? Anyway.
He's fishing too, mate.
So he stops about, whatever line he took, probably about 100 meters worth of line.
Yeah.
He stops there and he starts going, left, right, whatever it is. Stops. And then again, he goes for another run. I thought I'm going to wear this guy out. He wore me out. Anyway, I thought, shit, my line is about to run out. So I had probably about 30% of my line.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happens when the line finishes. And I thought, okay, I better stop
that's
this,
what happens.
right? Yeah. I better tighten this up as much as I could. So I did.
Yep.
Fought him, had him there for probably a couple of minutes, and at the end, he broke. But he didn't break my braid. I had like 80-pound braid. He broke
the leader
between the shark trace and the braid.
Yeah.
So stupid me, I should have had a shock absorbent nylon thing between those two. I rolled my shark trace straight to my braid.
Is that in the fishing code book as well?
Apparently,
shock absorbent.
I learned that from Boris.
Boris Yeltsin.
So that's one. Two, same day, right? Same day. I go into this city to pick up more materials, which is carpentry stuff to take with me to the job site. And it says on their website they open at 9:30. By the time I finished from there, picked up my stuff from Quinn Marine, head to the city, McGill Road, I think. Yeah, Kent Town, McGill Road.
Oh, yeah.
Stopped at the joint and got there at 9 o'clock, 10 past 9. I thought, oh, jackpot. I saw the sign. It says open.
Yeah.
Lights are on. Killer, right? Get in there. I was like, because I need to start heading, Salix, and it's a bit of a drive. Especially with all you crazy mums on the road picking up your kids. Oh, my God. Seriously. Avoid all traffic when school pick-up and school drop-offs. So I get there and I was like, I'm trying to open the door. No,
What the?
it's locked. So I saw the guy behind the counter. Knocked on the door, really happy, you know. He looks at me with his glasses down. Like that, right? With his and he walks up to the door. And he looks at me and he goes,
Yeah, right, eh?
so I knocked on the sign. I said, it says open. He goes, oh. So he grabs the sign and he turns it back to closed. And he walks up. I was like, son of a bitch. Right? Word, not a word like, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, Ibby, it's not your fucking day today. What's going on?
Hey, mate. I don't want you fishing, mate.
So I wasn't going fishing. This was carpentry, man.
Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah,
so we're not fishing shop
get
anymore.
with the program, man.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
You got another one? So I waited and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I'll wake up on the wrong side of it. Because you start to question yourself, right? If you
Yeah. 2 in a row.
yeah. So I waited for him to open up. I said, you obviously don't own the business, do you? You know, he goes, why do you say that? I said, the sign is open. It says open. I knock on it. I'll tell you it's open. You flip it back. You say closed and you walk back away from me. What sort of business is this? Then I said, you know what? I really don't want you to come out at the end of the stick because I just dealt with a fuckwit early on this morning and you just topped the cake and I'm really just thinking, you know, I got to take it easy because...
Yeah, I'm about to flip out.
You know? He goes, look, I'm really sorry, mate. We should have at least 2-3 guys in the shop, you know, before we do open up, just for security reasons. I said, I would understand if you're in freaking David Jones and you're selling jewelry. You're a carpentry freaking shop. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I said, tell me you didn't look and you saw a black guy standing there.
Yeah, with a funny haircut.
He goes, no. I said, I'm joking. But see, I can pull that card.
Because Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Wow,
so
yeah.
He really started like, he's like, hey, should I laugh at this? And I let it.
That is bad customer service. That's shit house.
I said, if I owned the shop and you did that to me, again, I spent $600, man, first thing in the morning at that carpentry shop, you know? So he copped on that chin though. He goes, I do apologise. I'm sorry. It's just rules and regulations. But all the other lads behind just laughing and thinking he's a fuckwit. He should have just opened the door.
Yeah, that's dead right.
So customer service, again, in South Australia, seriously, you know, again, you try and get quotes, you know, to do anything, bro, whether it's plumbing, whether it's freaking, you know, electrical. Sometimes they don't even answer the phone, right? They don't get back to you. What is it? And then they complain that their business is doing rubbish.
I don't think that's the case at all. I think they're either one or two things. Either that, yeah, they have got a lot of work on, or they're just happy enough to survive on what it is they're doing. They're happy enough to make maybe 2 or 3 grand a week and that's it.
But does that give you the excuse to be an arrogant businessman?
No. If you're offering a service to people, then you should be offering that service to people regardless.
I've been raised that customer's always right.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? Customer's always boss. Customer's always right.
100%. Yeah.
So I don't know.
There's laws around that that surround that as well. Consumer laws. But look, if there's people being rude to you behind the counter, then obviously they're not the person for the job.
We are, you know what? We are trippers in South Australia. We honestly trippers.
Why go? I
remember, you know, people from Sydney came here. You can see like number plate, New South Wales, and then he asked me, we were at Woodville, right? And he's like, hey guys, you know, how do I get to town from here? And we ended up sending him to Elizabeth. Said, yeah, go the expressway, turn left, go there. And we're like, ha, this guy's like coming off the expressway for a while.
That's cool. See, all this, so you walk into the shops and getting, it's called karma, mate.
No, that was a laugh, okay? It's different when you're doing it just to be a prick.
Yeah.
Well, I was a prick to him.
Well, that was,
it was funny between me and my mate.
You've been a prick, mate.
So, and even then, you know, like you pull up on the lights, and you just like look to your left, and someone's in the car, and you don't want to ask him a question, right? Like, you want to let me in, or can I? And they look at you know, they've usually got this beanie with the dope leaves, like, oh, what are you looking at? I'm looking at you, you fucking ugly prick. let me through.
Yeah.
Or where's the street? So that was my dealing with South Australia. They had like it was like staring competitions. Like who's going to stop looking at who? Like what a freaking joke.
You know, you're spot on about that. Like even if you're wanting to pull in onto a main road or whatever, the car on the right hand lane. If there's no one on your left, then pull over to your left. Be courteous. So many people don't.
Yeah.
Even me pulling onto Port Road, same thing. I know it's a slip lane and all the rest of it. The cars there aren't willing to let you in. It's like, well, either I've got to speed up and do something illegal here, or you got 3 lanes. Move over to your left, mate. How hard is it?
I go to Melbourne, right, a few years back.
Yeah.
And
they're a lot more courteous over there. Same in New South Wales too.
Right. Again, man, not a word of a lie. I was actually lost in Melbourne. Didn't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Didn't know where I'm going. Funny story there. I'll get to what I'm saying in a second. But anyway, I'm driving behind all this traffic, and suddenly I see there's no more cars. All the traffic disappeared. And suddenly there's no traffic jam in Melbourne. And next thing I see police officers running saying, "Oi!" So what the fuck does he want?
Yeah.
Because you can't be driving in here. I said, what is it? Because this is a mall. So I kept going into the mall driving while everyone else turned off.
Did you really?
I swear.
I had a mate just put something on Facebook saying the same thing. He was at a Woolworths and he's gone, yeah, just keep coming. This minute he was in the mall with the truck.
Thinking, this is so cool. There's no cars. People everywhere. Everyone's smiling and everyone's happy, but they're actually laughing at us. Not with us, right?
So what, the sliding doors weren't a dead giveaway, mate?
There was, I don't know, right? So
you're the reason why there's bollards now in the front of shops, right?
So before I turned into the mall driving.
Were you wearing a beanie with a dope leaf on it, mate, or what?
I fucking should have, right?
I think you were.
The guy that was with me did. No, this guy was with me. He was a scary looking guy, really scary looking guy, and he is scary. We got lost in Melbourne prior to ending up in the mall, and we saw this nice family next to us. Actually, a Mercedes S-Type 600 next to us, and I thought, told my mate, I said, ask him directions. We need a mechanic because tail shaft from
jumping the gutter, getting in the mall. Yeah,
we need a mechanic. So this guy actually asked us to pull over.
Yeah.
With his wife and kid.
Yeah.
We pulled over. He pulled out the street directory back then.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
that's called the Melways.
Bro, he spent good 5-10 minutes explaining to me how to get to the mechanical shop from there.
Yeah, see?
So the difference in Adelaide, what are you looking at? To the difference to this guy is, well off with a family that he should be really threatened by, 2 young guys and a bloody worked off statesman. But he didn't, man. He stopped, and then and there, I think something clicked in my head that South Australia, each state is like a country of its own, and you can't just
no, I'm hearing you.
Judge the whole country. So
I'm hearing you. I've done a lot of travelling around the world, and the traffic, especially Bali was the last place I went to, and the traffic there, how they get around that place, they kill each other, far out, man. But we got a pretty smooth system here in Australia, and yet there's still road raging. You know what I mean? There's still people, even on South Road the other day, guys walking across the road, and he almost gets run over by a guy and the statesman, right?
Have you seen that?
They're arguing. They're arguing on the side of the road. He's jumped the gutter, everything. Got out of his car. It's they're bickering and wanting to punch on it. And oh my god, man!
Have you seen the guy with the sign "Smile for yourself"?
Yeah, where I was living in Woodville, he was on my street.
He made me smile twice.
Yeah,
every time I seen him, and he looked at us. He's like, "You."
Because every time I drove out of the house, I'd always see him there, and I'd always wind the window down and wave to him. I love that bloke. Yeah, he lived on my street.
He made me laugh.
Yeah, have you seen his haircut with the big mohawk when he?
No, he had a hat on.
He didn't. He had a hat on. Yeah, sometimes he does his mohawk. Yeah, it's amazing. And God bless that bloke. I love him.
He does. He's, you know what? He's happy. That's what counts. So, again, to customer service and South Australia, what? So
anyway,
where were we?
The guy with the smiling guy.
Yeah. Smile for yourself, holding signs, walking around.
Smile, be happy, just smile. Yeah, he's a nice guy, good bloke. Lived in my street.
He lived in your street?
Lived in my street, yeah. So I was about 50 metres down the road from him.
You know, all the loonies come out of it.
We're from Woodville, mate. Oh, Croydon. But yeah, customer service. It could be better. I agree.
It's disgusting. Like, honestly, I'm so fed up with it. I'm so fed up with it.
You know what? When I was working for myself, I started off just doing handyman stuff, and then I eventually sort of started doing the construction side, like with concreting driveways and all this sort of stuff. And mate, I was bending over backwards for people. You know what I mean?
You like that, don't you?
You would too, wouldn't you? But you're offering a service, mate. You want to do the best you can for people, don't you? You know what I mean? Offer a good service. You're there to offer a service to people. Do it properly.
What it is, bro, is people are out there for themselves. They're not people pleasers. You know, they're not there to make you happy. Me, my fuel is, I swear, I charge up when I make people happy.
Yeah, 100%.
And when I help people out. So to me, it's like, you know, I would charge my phone, charge my batteries. This is what charges me in life. This is what makes me want to go. This is what makes me on the seventh cloud.
Yep.
You know,
you see people happy, smart. Can't thank you enough.
I've done my duty, right? I've done my job.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, people should. You should try that sometimes. I promise you, it is the most fulfilling feeling you'll ever get in your lifetime. Is actually making people happy.
And it's word of mouth as well. That's exactly how I got most of my work as well. So, you know, our cousin or our uncle or whoever, they want to know if you're coming down and give us a quote. Yeah, no worries. That's simple.
But I guess, you know what? That's why only small amount of businesses succeed and reach to the top, and most of them don't. And it's actually, statistically speaking, 70% of business that have just started, you know, they close down the shop within the second year.
Yeah.
70%.
Yep. Yeah, they say that the first 5 years is the hardest.
It is.
Yep.
Not many people make it past the second year, bro. No patience, no ambition.
Yeah, patience. I think that's the biggest one. It can be testing sometimes. You know, you can be spend half your day quoting jobs and only get one job out of it. You know what I mean? So, look, another mate of mine says the same thing. He goes, the most time-consuming thing for me is going around quoting jobs. You're losing money doing that.
Mate,
You're not making any money doing that.
The funniest shit. You know, sometimes you get this person that calls you, you know, an hour away to give them a quote. And they've already received 4 to 5 quotes. And this quote is only about $40 worth, and they want you to beat it. They just wasted 5 companies' time to save $5.
Yep. I had one bloke trying to get me down on price over like $1.50 a square metre on concrete, just to beat someone else. And I just said to him, "You're wasting my time." I said. Then he's rang me back a couple of days later. Said, "Well, you ready? You booked in? You're going to do this?" It's like, "No, mate. Like, I'm not agreeing to do your job." He goes, "Oh, but we had an agreement." I said, "No, I haven't had an agreement." I said, "You've missed the boat." I said, "I've got other jobs booked up, lined up." I said, "I'm onto them already." I said, "I won't be able to fit you in for another week or so." "Oh, but I thought we had an agreement." I said, "No, we didn't have an agreement, mate." I said, the price is this much per square metre. I said, "I'm not going down on it." I said that to you.
No, funny shit, man.
Unreal.
So I've got, in my advertisement, I had 50, you know, will beat any professional written quote by 15%. 15%.
More than Bunnings.
Correct. So bump into a few people in my trade, you know, after a year or two. I said, you know, you talk, how's business? How's it going? I said, yeah, good. You know, how's business with you? Oh, not doing really well. You don't help. Bloody putting 15% off any written quote. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, fucking hell. I say to my wife, we better check for bombs under our car, man. When we start it in the morning, right? These guys are after me. And then the first guy said it. Second guy said it. I thought, you know what? Hold the fuck up, everyone here.
Yeah.
Okay? You all do it, mate. You all go to jobs, okay? And between you and the customer say, I'll beat that.
I used to say the same thing. Have you had any quotes?
Everyone does it. I said, you're hating on me because I'm saying it out publicly now, right? You don't like it, do you? So the difference is you do it behind my back. Only difference is I've got it on pen and paper, mate. So there it is.
Before I gave a quote on a job, I'd ask, have you had any other quotes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want to be standing there thinking, oh, geez, I'm about to look like I'm going to try to get rich overnight. So, well, if you have any quotes, I'll see if I'll match it or beat it.
Yep.
Yeah. That's just that's business, isn't it?
But they were hating on me because I wrote it down on my advertisement, right? And then everyone started doing what I'm doing. Everyone started writing, will be any quote. You know?
Yeah.
So funny, when I wrote specifically, I'll be any professional written quote, because I've had people walking out literally with toilet paper with a quote on it saying you have to beat that. I was like, who wrote that? Your fucking wife inside? Yeah. I said, read. He goes, I'll go to Consumer Affairs. You said that you'll beat quotes. I said, professional written quote. That's not professional. Which company is this? He goes, I forgot. I'm serious. And he threatened me he's going to go to Consumer Affairs and all this type of crap.
Go, mate. Yeah. I haven't had a good laugh in a long time.
Good luck to you.
Yeah. Paul Macon's Adelaide.
Oh, my God.
Interesting stuff.
Good old South Australia.
Can't beat it. You know what? I wouldn't want to live anywhere else, to be honest, mate.
No,
like I said, I've done a lot of travelling around the world. Every time I've come back to Adelaide, the food, the people. You know, I love Adelaide. It's easy. It's easy to get around.
It is.
And we do have good food here.
You know what else we take for granted here that we don't, appreciate it?
Customer service. What?
No, fuck no. Good coffee, man.
Yeah, who was I think
I'm telling you now, if you go anywhere in London, America, you go drink their coffee. It's literally like Hungry Jack's coffee. Water.
Yeah, America. Yeah, crap.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, crap. Sorry, Americans.
No,
your coffee's all right, but it's not as good as ours.
So, our coffee, you know, you think at the OTR, for example, you're going to get just it's actually for a service station coffee.
Even their tea, the fancy tea bags that they've got as well.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
I think, you know what, proud of you South Australians taking pride in what you eat, you know, and what you put into your body.
We do have good produce, man.
I think Australia in general, bro, I think we have got such high standards. It's just a shame that South Australia hasn't followed with the standards of customer service, you know. That's a shame. So, again, talking about customer service, I happened to mention this. You know, we get it that Woolies, Coles have replaced freaking 30 to 40
cash registers
with a freaking machine, right?
Yeah. Big W is the same now.
Yeah. So you know what? Whatevs. You're trying to look after your business, but in order for you to charge me, you know, for this, whatever you charge me, or for this lighter, a bag of sugar, whatever, you have to take into consideration what rent is costing you,
overheads,
what electricity is costing you. Yep. You know, the
wages.
The obvious wages are 70%, okay, of your revenue. So when you have cut out, you know, 40% of your wages, why am I still paying the same price for my sugar or for my lighters or anything else? Isn't there a law to cover that? You know, to cover people? Shouldn't there be a law? So you can't be overcharging me.
Yeah, I don't think there is, to be quite honest.
So what I'm quoting for landscaping, right? I have to take into consideration the machinery, wear and tear, tracks on machines, chains, blades on mulchers,
diesel,
my wages. You know, my wages are ridiculous. But you know, if I had only 2 workers on the job rather than 4 workers, the job's not going to be worth, half the price. Why doesn't this work with?
Yeah, why doesn't the price reflect if the wages are going?
If the
money's gone down on wages, then why wouldn't it reflect on the products that we're buying?
Yeah,
that's a good. I wonder why. Well, it's easy. It's easy to know why, mate. It's corporate, isn't it?
It
They're
is.
just finding ways to make more and more money.
Fair enough, right? But don't...
But you're spot on. The prices should reflect the savings that the company are making on not having the excess wages.
So not only that, they have thrown back, 30 odd workers out the door.
Well, yeah, I mean, you'd have 10 to 12 checkouts there when you have self-checkouts and one person manning those checkouts.
Yep.
Yeah. So the amount of wages that the company would be saving would be huge.
Massive, right? The good old days when you'd have, 100 labour hands harvesting the crops or pruning the fields. No more. They're replaced by machines.
Yeah.
So those guys are not. But again, our fruit and veg prices.
Yeah, actually, we spoke about it earlier. There was a few years ago now. There's a massive hoo-ha about, I think it was the fresh food people. I don't know if we should say their name. Who cares? Woolworths. And they were screwing down the farmers with their pumpkins for $100 a tonne. But by the time it got onto the shelves, per kilo, it was working out to be $3,500 a tonne. So that's the markup on the produce that Woolworths was making. And so the poor farmers suffering. But same thing though, mate. All the savings and everything, all the money they're making should go down the line, but it's not. It's not. It's corporate greed. I don't know how to say it. It's corporate greed, mate.
The scammers, I swear to you, as you guys know, I've been, unfortunately, in the unlegitimate business.
Got paid by goats.
No, that was legitimate, actually. So I've had more freaking con artists and more sharks into the legit world than I did in the underground world. And there's no fucking joke about that. I worked at a butcher shop, as I said previously in our second episode. They'll put the roast beef into this machine, and as you know, guys, everything gets sold by the kilo, right? So the whole idea of this machine is to inject in every 2-3 kilo roast, to inject another 2 kilos minimum of freaking water.
Yeah, saltwater brine. They did the same with ham and everything else, yeah.
What the fuck? How can you charge for water the same way you're charging for lamb?
Yep.
So hence why when you guys put a roast in the oven, this size, it turns out to be this size when it comes out, and you just paid, what is it, a kilo of lamb these days? Freaking crazy, right?
It's funny. I'm glad you brought that up because it just reminded me of something else. So for everyone that's watching, I would urge you to Google, if they haven't taken it down, obviously, under the new censorship crap that's happening, but is meat glue.
Please explain.
Meat glue. Yep. So just all the offcuts and everything from, they can actually glue it together and it'll look like a roast, mate. And they'll sell it, and they'll be selling it back as what it's worth per kilo of normal cut meat. Look it up, meat glue. I swear to God.
So that's one. The other people I've got a bone to pick with is the freaking fish markets, right? They're selling you fish.
Here we go, fishing again.
Something fishy about that, right?
It smells fishy.
Now, they sell you fish that is frozen by the kilo.
Yeah.
Again, bro, you're paying for fucking ice and water. Listen, if anyone knows me, I don't give a shit about spending. I actually love spending. I love pumping businesses. I love throwing my money at businesses for food, clothes, good stuff, right? The good stuff in life, cars, whatever. But I don't like being conned. I don't like being ripped off. I really don't. It's hard to digest, bro. Out of generosity, I'll give you thousands of dollars. But if you're trying to con me even with $1, I'll pull you up on it. And I won't rest until it's all fucking cleared up.
Look, we do have options in this. We do have options here. Do you know what I mean? We've got plenty of options, actually. If you don't like going to Coles, or I won't go to Coles. I think that place is, even the meat section is shit house. But
should you be saying that?
Yeah, I don't care. Fucking corporate idiots. But Now you got me going.
Costco's, right? Another one. Another fucking
You've got to pay
giant.
$60 a year just to be able to walk in through the front doors.
Yeah, I know, right? VIP.
Yeah, Jesus. But the point is I'm trying to make is that we've got options. Like another close friend of mine, family member actually, they won't go shopping at Woolies or Coles or anything like that. They'll always go to Foodland or anything to try and keep it local. And plus the food is a lot better. The meats are actually a lot cheaper and a lot better too, I reckon. Because I know there's IGAs, there's Romeo's, there's other Foodlands. So it's a bit hit and miss, but a lot of the Foodlands, they do have a good produce, and hopefully the money does stay in the state in South Australia. And you're not feeding it to these corporations. You know that when you think about it, Woolworths is not just Woolworths. You know they're a conglomerate, mate. They're West Farmers, everything. You know, it's one big corporate mob that owns everything. So it becomes a monopoly. Really.
Are they Jews, by the way?
Why would you ask? I've got no idea, mate.
I think they are.
Oh, we should Google it. Or maybe there's a viewer out there that could tell us, actually.
That'll be very interesting.
Yeah, if you know, please maybe don't put it in the bottom of our description there. Just email it to us.
No judgment at all. Just so we can boycott the motherfuckers.
No, if there's someone out there who knows, definitely leave it in the comments below, please. We'd like to know. For Abe's sake.
Yeah.
Are they Jews? Oh my God, man. We should wrap it up there, actually.
So should we have a little break and?
Yeah, we'll come back. We'll come back for another episode, I reckon.
Cool.
This is fun. All right. Well, once again, thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Love yous.
We do. And please, you know the deal. Like, subscribe, share, and don't forget to ring that bell. And if you want to, please leave a comment below if there's anything for us you'd like us to talk about, and our email as well. The prophecy, one word, at outlook.com. If you want to get in touch with us there. And thank you very much.
By the way, Paulie's still single too, so.
Thanks, Abe. Love you, man.
Love you too, right?
See you, everyone.